where do I start? So, Joseph and me were supposed to work on a bigger project in March. It is now March and we're not working on that project. So now something has happened which hasn't happened in a long time. Which is that we have 1 week where we have nothing to do. So we thought, why not take this week to learn some Godot and some Blender while we're at it. Okay, Joseph and me feel very comfortable in 2D. And so for the longest time, none of us wanted to touch Blender, because if you open the program and you do one click and it doesn't do what you want it to do, I'm the type of person that then just closes that program and searches for another one. On top of that, this is going to be a very confusing week. Yesterday evening, Joseph found a program called Crocodile, which lets you paint 2D tiles in 3D and then make that into 3D objects. So I think we're also going to play around with that. I want to document this week mainly because for me it's always a big hurdle to get into new software, and I know that it can be kind of frustrating and just difficult. So I just wanted to document how Joseph and me go about it and yeah, maybe motivate you to try a new engine or a new program or learn Blender or whatever you want to do. So this is the first day, and because this day is almost over, we're only gonna do 2 things. The first step is to finish a tutorial, a Godot tutorial, which just teaches you like how to roll a ball around like a labyrinth. So I think that is gonna be like 2 more hours of doing that tutorial. And then the other thing that we want to do is export something from Crocodile into Blender and then from Blender into Godot. It's just gonna be like a little box. I don't know, this is like step 1 of us learning things. Let's see how far we get in this week. Let's go. Day 1. A new thing. Hi. So this is crocodile, and basically you have a little tile set here. It lets you paint these tiles here. Joseph has been managing to do things in it, so yay. But I think now he found a bug or a problem where if you just want half a tile, sometimes it just cuts it and then sometimes it squishes it. We don't know why. But fortunately, as with almost everything these days, there is a Discord server where we will hopefully get help. From the beginning, we tried to keep the goal super small and set ourselves up for success. Just finishing one tutorial and importing one cube seemed super doable in 1 day. It works, but not really. Okay, so it's the evening of the first day by now, and just doing the tutorial has taken not 2 hours, but I think I've done it for like 2.5 hours now, and I still have 1.5 hours to go. The tutorial itself is super cool, and I feel like I'm learning a lot. The only problem is that the guy just gives you these perfect Blender files that you just like drag and drop and everything works, and then he explains on how to use them. And Joseph and me were just trying to import this one little cube asset that he made in Crocodile, and we were struggling so hard.
Flags Filter, hier könnte ich ihn jetzt ausstellen. Aber ich glaube, schau, hier ist jetzt auch Import as Texture.
Ja. I think he tried for like 1.5 hours, and then I joined in for half an hour. And the problem was that the texture, because it's a pixel texture, was super small on the giant cube, so it got stretched and then blurred, which is a common problem with pixel art. And in 2D I know how to fix that, but no clue in 3D. Yeah, the way we fixed it is, first we asked in the Discord, but there was no one who knew the solution, but they gave us a hint in the right direction, which was to check the import settings. What I ended up doing is just going through the import settings from top to bottom and just clicking, like, if there was a check mark, I unchecked it, re-imported. Then the next setting, unchecked it, re-importing. Next setting, check mark, re-imported, and just like went through the settings. And then suddenly the texture looked like it was supposed to. So, end of story, I have no idea what we did, but we did it, and yeah, just clicking everything in a controlled manner usually works. Next we tried to import a plant into the engine. Here we kinda needed to figure out how to set the alpha channel so the transparency would show up correctly. Success! And how to make the texture double-sided so the plant would not be invisible from the back. Success number 2. The rest of the time Josef continued with Crocodile and I was still doing my tutorial. Welcome to the kitchen. It's the evening of the first day. I have to be a bit more quiet because it is, you can definitely hear people if they talk in this room. We hear our upstairs neighbor very often. Josef has been on the Crocodile Discord this whole day. He's been chatting with different people and he found one guy who bought the software today, and now that guy is streaming. So Josef is watching stream right now. I'm gonna make some food now. Yeah, because I am fucking hungry. Then around 9 PM, both Josef and me had new energy and he continued building a scene in Crocodile, and I used my quiet Godot knowledge to work on a client project the whole evening, which was super fun and rewarding, and I can't show any of it because it's a client project. Because I'm a 2D artist, I was never faced with learning materials and lighting and all of that 3D stuff. But because I had done that Godot tutorial, suddenly I could just like jump in there and play around. So for a project on which I only did 2D, I could suddenly grab the 3D models and import them and do like all sorts of crazy stuff. So that was amazing. And end of day. Good morning, this is day 2 and yeah, Surprisingly, we stayed up until 12 yesterday and did 3 more hours, both of us, Joseph with Crocodile and me with with Godot. Today I haven't checked my emails yet, but if yesterday was any indicator, I'm guessing there's gonna be more client emails. Also, we have an appointment today around 2, so I'm thinking today we will start later. I might get one of the Godot tutorials finished now. If not, I'll see you around 3. We just came back from our appointment, and I think today I'm just gonna finish the tutorial. So on day 2, I actually finally finished my 3D ball tutorial, and Joseph did a tutorial on making a first-person shooter. And that was pretty much all we did that day. Good morning. It is day 3 of our Godot experiment, I guess. Yesterday we didn't get that much done, and I thought today was the day where we were gonna get nothing done, and then maybe tomorrow and Friday we were gonna make some progress. But surprisingly, the day started off really well. Joseph exported the assets from Crocodile, and I imported them and just played around with like the lighting and made a little ball that can run around in it. I think Joseph is doing a tutorial series as well. I have no idea what he's up to. I have no idea what I'm gonna do now. I want to do like more graphic stuff, and yeah, so far learning Godot together is really fun. Day 4. No roadblock. On that day, Joseph's tutorial code didn't work for some reason and he couldn't figure out why, so yeah, he just stopped for the day. And I had just finished 2 tutorials and was super hyped and wanted to do more. So I opened up a new scene and realized that I didn't even know how to start a project on my own. So I kind of gave up on this whole coding thing and just spent like the next couple days building a house in Crocodile and then making it look pretty and animating lights and stuff. Now this is kind of where the video takes a sharp turn because I recorded all of this during the week. And yeah, on that weekend, the quarantine started, which we are all still in at this very moment while I'm posting this, I assume. So at this point, our motivation was kind of at an all-time low. Quarantine was weird. Joseph couldn't fix his code, his tutorial code. I kind of gave up on coding altogether, so we just didn't touch the engine for 4 more days, and that would kind of conclude this whole week. The premise of this video was we were gonna do 1 week of Godot and then we're gonna learn so much things, but like in reality we did Godot for 3 days and then like didn't touch it for 4 more days because learning something new sucks. So yeah, this would be the end of the video if we had stuck to the 7-day limit, which fuck that, because setting yourself a time limit when you want to learn something is bullshit. So let's continue. Starting again. At this point we still didn't really know how to code a game or do anything with code in the engine. But what we did know is how we could make cute models, import them, set up a scene, merge our scenes. Remember Josef did that first-person shooter character? So we took that character, made a little scene, put some lighting on that, and called it a day. Just as a first step to kind of repeat what we had learned up to that point. And that would have been the end, but I kind of couldn't accept that neither of us were able to code anything yet. Pushing through. So the next day I woke up very early and started the engine again. I set up a super simple 2D scene, and my goal was to build a clock that syncs with your Windows clock and have a rectangle change colors every 10 seconds. And it took me half a day, but I managed to do it. I followed a tutorial that built a real-time clock with like graphics and everything. So I followed that to just figure out which function to use to get the Windows time. And then I just used like if statements to change the rectangle color, and it worked. It fucking worked! And just like getting this little thing done sparked some motivation in Josef, who then in turn pulled up the absolute beginner's tutorial from the Godot website. And then the two of us just sat in our office and did the tutorial. And on the next day, when we had finished it, we started modifying that tutorial with having a scrolling background. And we actually managed to do it. And I think because we did the tutorial together, every time one of us got stuck or something didn't work, we could just compare. So yeah, that way we just had like one moment of success after the other and learned so much. And we are probably gonna continue doing stuff with Godot. So this is kind of where I want to end this video. If you're stuck at home, use this dumb quarantine to learn something new. No pressure, but if you're really bored, just pick one piece of software and do like 2 or 3 tutorials on it, and then maybe like try to do an adjustments on one of these projects. There could be like a graphics software, it could be a game engine like Unity or Godot or GameMaker. Just do something with the time and don't get discouraged. Sometimes you just need a break for a few days, and that is so okay. But yeah, as long as you don't stop and pick that skill back up, then you're gonna improve. So I still feel like I'm miles away from becoming like a real game dev. But I'm learning. Yay! If you're in the process of building a new skill while you're watching this video, and you get stuck, like type it in the comments. And then when you have overcome that blockade and like pushed through, just come back and tell me about it, or like edit your comment or add to it. So maybe we can get a little motivational train started. I don't know if this is dumb, but it always helps me to see what other people are doing. So I can imagine if like every couple days like one of you comments like, oh fuck, I'm stuck, I can't learn this, I'm so dumb. And then a week later there's another comment from that same person like, oh my god, I'm not dumb, I figured it out. Like, that would be so cool. I don't know, maybe this is dumb. Tell me if this is dumb.